4, 3, 2, 1.
Sync. Hello, everybody, and welcome to TTV episode 256. I'm Meso.
Mardi Gras.
I'm Bar.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ven.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
And hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hello.
This fine Saturday.
Mardi Gras.
Do you know what time it is?
The time is 11:50. 11:50 Central. The time is 11:50 Central on July 15th.
Oh wait, are we doing this
Now
with the
you're
TTV
dating the
podcast? I thought that was just a BrickFeed
Are we doing
thing.
it now?
Yeah,
It's you asked what time it was. He gave you the time.
considering today's topics, it might be best.
Dude, your face is a topic, and it's...
Alright, topic number 1, Meso's face.
Alright, so Meso's got a face.
It's an alright face.
You know,
It's representative of
A lot of people really like his
It's
face.
all just filler.
a lot of
It's
people do like his
bad,
face.
but it's not
I
that
feel like,
bad.
okay, you know, do you remember this one obscure Canadian star called Justin Bieber?
Here we go.
That's a
There
name
was
I
a
haven't
point in
heard
time.
in many years.
There was a point in time where Meso's face and Justin Bieber's face, you know, that Venn
very-
diagram.
It wasn't their
had
face, it was their hair.
Yeah, it was just the hair. The face.
He's done a good job distancing
Yeah,
himself
okay,
from
that's
his
fair.
old
That's
image.
fair. That's fair. It's the hair.
Hair.
See, now I'm picking it up too. Now, man, I'm doing it.
You're
What?
It's contagious.
What are you doing?
It's catching on.
Contagious.
The stupid
What-
rhyming.
the rhyming? What do you have?
Rhyme.
The rhyming.
Rhyming.
Thing where I was like, that's fair.
Last
it's
night
the
I-
hair.
Well, that's because...
Last night Meso just went on this whole thing where he just started
Last
rhyming
night I
everything.
had-
He does that
was
every
like-
Last night was particularly
Body.
special. I had like an 8-line rhyming, like 8 stanzas in the Overwatch public team chat. Like,
Oh,
we
he
didn't really
did.
good comp, so I thought I'd throw the enemies off their game with like rhyming, and it didn't really work. We kind of got. I think it actually made them want to kill
I think
us
it tilted us more than them, so...
more. It had the opposite effect.
I love the idea that like the other people in the oven were like, oh man, those rhymes though. Oh no, what am I doing?
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted to have an existential crisis about life, and it kind of backfired. But
Meso
you know,
was just hoping to kill somebody while they were typing.
well, yeah, I was hoping somebody would respond. Nobody did. So rip me. But yeah, anyway, how you
No one
guys,
ever wants to respond, dude.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. I don't know why we're so late.
I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I don't know why either,
Tell
Var.
us the story of
Come on,
what
man.
happened to you.
Must have been temporal distortion.
It wasn't like... Okay, listen. My lease for my phone ended yesterday, so I needed to go over to my local Sprint store because I use Sprint like a good
Did
Sprint
you
over?
American
run
white boy.
over there?
I saw, I sprinted over to the Sprint store. I really didn't need to because there's literally no point in getting there early at all. So like I needed to get like upgrade my phone. So I got a new iPhone 7 Plus whatever, which is nice. But it took like 2 hours to get. I didn't realize getting a cell phone would take so long. But like I get there and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Sprint store, and if there's a big line, then I can't do it because I got to make it for TTV. So I'm gonna gauge how long this is gonna take, and if it's gonna take too long, I'll leave. I get there, literally no one in line, so I'm like, awesome, perfect. I'll just walk up to the line, I'll get my new phone, then I'll hop right out. So I get over there, and I'm ready to upgrade my phone. They're asking me, okay, are you on the upgrade eligibility plan or whatever? Because like I don't own the account, my mom does. So I'm like, okay, yes, I am. Awesome. And then he goes checking through the system, and he's like, okay, so you are technically on that. However, it looks like they didn't do a great job of moving over your details here because you're in some things and not in the other things. So I'm going to have to go in manually and insert you into all the information here before we can upgrade your phone. And I'm like, okay, so how long should that take? And he's like, oh, it shouldn't take too long. So he starts doing it, and like 5 minutes go by, then 10 minutes go by, and he's like, sorry, man, I'm new.
That's
like,
unfortunate.
Okay.
You see, the
That's
operative
fine.
term there was shouldn't.
Yeah.
It did.
Exactly.
Man,
I'm
Var,
like,
how reprimanded would we have
10
gotten
minutes
when we
go
started
by.
our job?
20 minutes go by.
No,
20
listen.
40 minutes go by. Sorry, man. I'm drunk.
No, he gets it in and like, all right, cool, everything's fine. I hand him the old phone. We start transferring over things, and like he's got my number moved onto the phone and everything. That's fine. And then he's like, okay, now it's time to charge the credit card for the first time like fee or whatever. So like, cool, I do that. and everything is going smoothly at first, and then it's like, okay, so your iPhone has now been registered to you, and we need you to input your Apple ID. And I'm like, cool. So I put in my Apple ID, and we sit there, and it's like, cool. We are now synchronizing your Apple ID. We are now synchronizing your Apple ID. We are now synchronizing your Apple ID. 40 minutes later, we realize, man, the reception in this place sure sucks. Maybe. My Sprint store is in like the bottom floor of a mall. It's the same mall that me and Kai have talked about like millions of times in the podcast.
Yeah, a billion times, right?
Right. So,
Okay.
so the guy, he literally takes my phone and he runs out of the mall to get better reception for the Apple ID to actually go through. And he's like, awesome, cool. Okay, so the Apple ID went through. Now we just need to make sure that the cell phone number actually transferred over, because last night we had a problem where we did the exact same thing and the guy couldn't receive or take calls or send out calls or anything. It didn't work. So I just need to make sure it's working. So he goes over to the phone thing and he starts typing in a number, and then the Apple ID message pops up again. And it's like, you need to re-enter your Apple ID. And like, I'm looking at the guy and he's looking back at me, and we're just like, okay,
Man.
so just enter your ID again. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I enter the ID again. And while I'm doing it, this lady walks up and she's like, what floor is this?
Oh my god.
And the guy's like, we're on the first floor. This is the very first floor. The exit's right over there. And, no, you don't understand. What floor are we on? And
Oh
the
my
guy,
goodness.
And the guy literally gets into an argument with this lady about what floor we're on for 20 minutes. 14 minutes. I'm just sitting here waiting for the stupid Apple ID to go through again. And then he's like, the lady finally goes away, and it's like, okay, cool.
What
Can we just get the
cartoon did you
phone
step
going?
into?
And the guy's like, all right, okay, so it's still not going through. I need to run outside of the mall again to make it go through. So he runs out again, and another 15 minutes goes by, and I'm just standing there, and I'm just waiting for the guy to return. And there's another dude behind the counter, and he's just like, dude, I think that guy just stole your phone. And I'm like, I really hope he did. After another 10 minutes, he finally returns, and he's like, well, the Apple ID still hasn't gone through, but I did just receive a call from someone in Mississippi, so I think you're okay.
No way.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, awesome. Cool.
What floor is this?
That was it.
No, you
No,
don't
like-
understand.
Okay.
What floor are we
Meso,
on?
we're here, and Meso's like, Var's calling me. That's a What's going on with this? And he answers like, hello?
No,
Hello?
nothing.
Hello? Nothing.
Yeah, so like that's what was going on.
That is incredible.
Okay.
Do you know this? Are you like friends now?
No, I'm not. I don't. I have no.
No,
clue
he
who
wants
this
to
guy
go
is. I'm not
find that
sure.
lady.
The most nightmarish part of that scenario to me is the 40 minutes that you waited for your Apple ID
That's
to
a
like
nightmare.
sync up, and you didn't have your phone.
Yeah. See,
Did you just like stand around? Just like
Yes, I literally stood there.
Do you guys
I
not
couldn't
know how
do
to
anything.
survive
I
without a
just stood
smartphone?
there and tweedled my thumbs.
They can't.
no, listen.
It's one thing
I'm
to do
not,
stuff
like,
without a
I
phone,
don't
it's another thing to be
survive.
locked into
Right.
one place.
I've survived
you
without
know,
a
like-
phone. It's like
Yeah.
Well, the worst part
Okay,
was like early on, like after like the first 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, it's been a while, but like I still have an hour and 30 minutes before the podcast. It's not like it's gonna be a problem. So the guy, when I give him my original phone, he's like, all right, so did you already back everything up? Did you need anything on this phone? Can I go ahead and delete it? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, because like I don't need it. I backed everything up. I got an hour and 30 minutes for the podcast. But then when I'm looking at the time and it's like 5 minutes till 12:30, and I'm like, really wish I had left a message on Discord that I was going to be doing this, because like they have no clue what's going on. I can't contact anyone. The clock's ticking by, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really nerve-wracking.
Yep.
no, listen. I've survived about
Likewise.
for
Really?
But I
Are you
can't
sure?
imagine
So it's
standing
not like-
still in like a phone
Right,
upgrade
it's like- it's
store.
like-
Just
and
literally
the place
not
where
able
you
to
are
do
supposed to have
anything.
your phone, yeah, you can't leave the store, you can't do anything, and you're listening to this guy argue with somebody else. No, that's
floor is
nightmarish to me. That's like that's in situations where
should've
you
just
wish
stepped
you could
into
just
that
like
argument.
You
to shut
guys
her
just need to
down.
become
Should've
more
just been like,
proficient
"We're
at like
on the
daydreaming."
first floor.
I'm convinced that lady must have been like Wall Guy's mother or something. Just some kind of inconvenience just placed
Yeah,
in front of
it's,
my wife. Just
she had a
Well,
yeah, she had a
you know what her name was, right?
uh,
It was Mall Gal.
Again, I think there's something I'm missing here.
It was a BrickFeed joke.
Gal.
See,
Why
I
is
really
it
wish it
gal?
was an old guy, so I could say it was Mall Guy.
Nope.
Takuma's missing it because he's actually a wall guy.
What a twist.
Oh my goodness.
Takuma, what was your mom doing in my mall?
She wasn't. She was here sick where I was taking care of her.
Oh, well, see now.
Oh,
You're
Oliver
definitely,
Twist.
you're definitely right
Whoa.
about the sick part. She couldn't even figure out what floor she was on.
Wow. Well,
That was my adventure this
that
morning.
was
What an adventure
That's
that
an
was.
adventure.
crazy,
all right.
dude.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
a way to start off your day, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was fun, dude.
Indiana Var in the quest for the crystal phone.
But you got it upgraded. Everything's good. You're like,
Yeah, dude. Everything's fine. I just got to figure out how to
You have the
actually
7
restore
Plus?
from my
what
backup.
model are you rocking now?
iPhone 7 Plus.
Very nice.
Nice.
Hey,
There
welcome
you
to
go.
headphone jack.
Yeah.
With no headphone jack.
Yeah,
Yellow
that's the
headphone
one.
jack.
You know, I mean,
master
like,
race.
honestly, it's not a big deal because it comes with the little adapter dongle thing.
Yeah.
So like, I don't,
Oh, I hate the adapter so much.
I don't really care about it too much.
That's fair.
You'll care
See,
when you lose it.
Yeah, no, that I'm sure. But they do they make like the little dongles for your key and everything. Is dongle the right word? I feel like that's an inappropriate word.
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's
That's the correct word. They call it a dongle.
It's correct.
Passively,
right.
that is accurate. So,
That is exactly what they call it. I actually got, for the first time, I got wireless Bluetooth
How are they?
headphones. I've never had them before. They've legitimately changed,
you
like,
get
I wouldn't say
Beats?
changed my life. But no, I didn't get Beats. They're like cheaper. There's like what, $40 at Walmart. They're JLab.
$40.
Honestly, it was like I didn't realize how convenient they were until I had them, and now I can't go
Is the
back.
quality
I
good?
no
can't go back
wires.
to wired headphones. Quality's
Yeah,
really
no
good.
wires sounds appealing. It's like,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm listening to you guys right now through the headphones. They're exactly the same. And like the no wires is great. I got a little Bluetooth adapter from my PC because for whatever reason it didn't come with like a Bluetooth thing already
Oh,
enabled.
man,
so I had to
yeah.
get an adapter for it.
I was
But I
rocking
got
the
that.
Bluetooth headphones last year at Brick Fair.
very
It's
nice.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole plane ride with
Dude,
them.
it's so easy, honestly. Like I can just pair it with my phone. I can pair it with my computer and just go place to place and everything.
Pair it
and
with a
it's-
pair.
Yeah, with an apple.
It's honestly really nice to wear those without having to worry about the wire. Like you would not think it was such a big deal, but you don't
It's
gotta
like
worry
the
about
Switch.
it getting tangled or getting caught on something or anything, or you just
Like people who say the Switch,
them
they
off.
have the Switch, say that like being able to take that anywhere is like a feature that they didn't
Yes.
realize that was what's so useful when they got it. But now
Yeah.
they have it and everything. Same thing with wireless headphones. I didn't I knew that it might be a little convenient. I did not realize how much it would change like my enjoyment of using
It
headphones. So
changed his life forever.
it changed
Yeah,
my
sure.
life forever. Actually, kind of did in a little way.
I always really liked my
That way.
wireless headphones for jogging. I thought it was always like the best part of them.
yeah.
I want to get the AirPods, man.
Dude, the
I
AirPods
actually
look good.
legitimately-
I do want them. There's this like service now where you can like get your AirPods like colored different things, like the jet black to match your iPhone and
sounds
everything, and it
really
like
cool.
it looks so cool.
Maybe
They figured out the big thing that I did not like about cell phones and like voice commands is, and what they do is that like the AirPods actually measure the vibrations in your like in your face, I guess, and in your bones. You put it in your ears, they'll measure when you talk. So that way, when you are talking to Siri, they know it's you talking to Siri, not like
Right.
after something else.
Maybe I'm
Interesting.
just
Yeah, I
a
was,
weirdo, but I don't like listening to music or having my ears obstructed while I'm outside. Like,
I don't know if you're a weirdo
No,
per
I
se,
get
but
that.
I don't relate. Like I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I don't relate
Life-
either.
No, I
It's like,
get it.
I
I
sometimes.
don't like it because for me, I feel like it's kind of like if you have like your peripheral vision blocked, but in this instance, it's
Exactly.
like your ears because I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
times, especially if I'm walking on the sidewalk or like I don't know on the street for whatever reason, I don't know why I'd be walking
Yep.
on the street, but like it's just like I feel like I can't tell what's going on around me when I
No, it
have
makes
my
sense.
exactly.
Okay.
It's part
For
of your
me-
situational.
I mean,
awareness.
I
makes
get it
total
if you're
sense.
wearing like
It's just
noise
like-
Spatial awareness, not
isolation.
For me,
headphones all
life
the
must
time.
have a soundtrack. I wish.
Yeah,
I wish
same.
life-
That's
Yeah,
exactly
I'm
it.
so
I
used to
feel
going
like I'm in a music
everywhere
video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I just need
yesterday
to be able
I walked
to listen.
into Best Buy and I was wearing earbuds for like the first time ever, and I just got brought back to the good old days where I didn't have a car, I didn't have anything. I would just walk everywhere,
Good old
take
days.
the bus,
I remember that.
and then wear my earbuds, listen to music wherever I was going.
I remember
Spotify
those
changed
days.
my
I
life.
used to walk to the park and stuff.
Yeah, Meso.
Needless to
No,
say,
listen.
I spent about an hour at Best Buy checking out a bunch of laptops. I felt like the employees were looking at me like I was some kind of hacker because you just saw me like messing with like 2 laptops at the same time, checking out the specs on
What
one
are you
of
gonna
them.
do? Download all that
loading up,
non-existent
like,
data
some
on
website
them,
another.
like siphon it all off onto like.
While I was listening to music and rocking out to it at the same time.
What have you found a way?
I was like typing in beat.
Like Baby Driver, man. You ever see
Exactly.
that movie?
No, I haven't. but
I
I've seen
really
the
do
trailer,
not
so I
trust
know.
Is it like,
an infant to drive a car.
Is it like a documentary of your life, or
Ooh, is it like a
Wow.
super talented baby that's
So
an
it's
Uber
about
driver?
Adam Driver.
It's both at the same time.
Is a baby.
It's a real life documentary of me as a talented baby driver.
as in, you
100%
drove while you
true
were a
story.
baby,
Like,
or-
like,
listen,
the back driver.
I'm 6 months old in Asia. And my parents are like, "Well, you work now," and they put me in a Uber, and I'm like, "Here we go."
You baby driver
I was
now.
it's like Baby Mario. I'm like driving around doing the thing. People get in there like,
Gotta be something racist.
Are you
about
like?
I've-
Do you
I've
look
heard-
like a
I've
normal
heard it's a
baby,
good
but when
movie.
you like drive up to someone and roll down
No,
the
I
window,
have
you're
a-
like,
I had
get in, bub."
just right now. I had an abnormally large head as a
Oh
baby.
no, bobblehead.
Yeah, that
I
makes
think
now
sense.
you have an
I actually had a
abnormally
thing.
small
I had like this like I had a
No, he's
like
still got a pretty
issue.
massive
I
group.
forget what it was. I had to go back to the hospital like 2 days after I was born, and the doctors were like they had to inject something in me.
The
but
doctors
my
are like,
baby-
sorry, we don't know what the heck to do about it.
He looks weird.
You must have got one of those Chinese knockoffs.
Oh, that's racism in there everywhere.
You gotta take it back to Babies R Us.
And build a baby.
Once
Build
upon
a
a
baby.
child.
So I gotta say,
Wow, nice.
I'm gonna say this now. I feel like this episode is the episode we're gonna get the top moment for 2017.
Why
I
you
don't-
gotta
It'll at
jinx
least be on the
Wait,
list.
this episode isn't the
Oh,
one we're
okay.
Now
doing
you're
right
gonna
now,
jinx it.
or
Now nothing
I don't know.
is gonna
I
be
don't know if
funny,
I would
dude.
say.
I don't
top
think
moment. I do
that I'm
think
gonna
you
jinx
might
it.
get one of the moments. You might get a moment.
I
here.
think it will at least be on the list.
Why you gotta say that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
You're
I
jinxing
agree with
it.
that.
How
See,
dare
like,
you?
look, that should be the top moment. Kahi and I just agreed on something.
true,
Boom, there we go.
That's true.
This episode might be particularly hated by some of our audience.
Can we get it out of the way right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
There
I feel like
will
we've
be-
gone
get it
long.
out of
There
the way,
will be
get it
no
out of the way.
Bionicle
Oh.
G3 discussion on today's podcast. So
Yeah.
You should have read in the disclaimer. Like, Bionicle G3 is a fan project not endorsed by Lego, and also something we're not doing this episode.
And before
So-
everybody leaves.
yeah, like, people are gonna leave. Today is gonna be
But
a
all my
G3
ideas that I had.
a G3
We're gonna
free
take a-
day for a couple
Yeah,
for
we're
a
gonna take
couple
a-
of
we're
reasons.
taking a bit of a break.
Last week's podcast went pretty long, and we have some stuff to ponder. The world building stuff ain't everybody's cup of tea. We have to refine some ideas, and also, quite frankly, we just had a really busy week. We haven't had a lot of time to look at community feedback and stuff. We want to be prepared when we address all that stuff, and we want to do you guys' ideas justice. So we're gonna come back next week.
Justice.
For now, we're just gonna kick back.
Rains from above.
Yeah, this is honestly, this is really like an old episode of ours. No, we're just kind of just kicking back, enjoying the time. And I would
Yeah,
know
just kinda
because I
having
went back through all of our old
What's
episodes.
the deal with that? I know you shared with the fans, but like,
Yeah, I shared with the audience here in our live studio.
check us out on
audience.
Patreon at patreon.com/TTV channel. There we go.
Thanks for that, actually, because it gave me the time needed to get my charts.
Okay.
So, I was up all night, Thursday to Friday. That was disturbing.
I don't know what that was, guys.
I don't know.
Morning, girl. What are you doing here?
And so what I did is I went back through all of our old TTV episodes from 1 to now, and I took all of the present hosts, the current active hosts' names, and I put them on a Google document, a spreadsheet.
Good job, LJ. Woo!
Thank
you put
you.
all the names
Thank
in a
you.
Google
You wrote that
Docs
stuff down.
document.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
And so while the format is pretty vanilla, and I'm sure
It's
some
quite
people
vanilla.
I'm sure it'll be improved. I just wanted the bare essential data of how many people have been on how many
bars.
episodes, and I got
Whoa,
that.
LJ
So
be dropping these bars, yo.
I got 2 charts.
Eljay
first
loves
chart
bar
is the
hopping.
name order.
Literally dropping bars.
Literally. The first chart is the name order, or the traditional name order, and then the second one is just an ascending order chart.
Oh yeah, I'm better than Fwef, than Takuma, than Invi.
You're not
than
better
X,
than me. You've just
and
been in
Purple.
more episodes.
That was not even a question.
No,
man.
Purple.
But if you look
better
at the
at
first
being
chart
here
disagrees
more.
with that.
Purple is in our live studio audience because she's still on vacation. So I'm gonna ask her, Purple, how do you feel about being last?
This, I
She says, "I'm
don't
new."
talk about this often.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, she's excused. I don't really
Not
talk
really.
about it
She
often,
could
but I
have been
love
here.
statistics.
No, wait, she's still out of town. Never mind.
I love statistics. I love graphs. I love things like this.
Dude,
But-
I love giraffes too. Like,
Dude,
the
Eljay,
Toys R Us
Yeah,
mascot.
I don't
Jeffrey
think you would enjoy a
Giraffe.
draft. Ben.
Jeffrey the
I like
Giraffe.
the football, the NFL draft.
The
I
NFL
like
draft.
I got
The Water Warriors
That's
draft.
like, I think that's like the tallest
The-
giraffe in the world.
The NASA
Oh, the
draft.
NASA
It's just like a
draft.
whole thing.
Oh, the
Eljay.
first
I like the
draft
draft
to go
of
on
air
the
under
moon.
the door.
I like water rafts.
Eljay. Difference between combinations and permutations. Go.
Okay, so a combination is when you take one thing and you mix it with another thing, and a permutation is when, like, you grow a horn on the top of your head.
Hold on, we need to acknowledge this picture that Wadon posted in the
Listen,
chat.
you have to. When Eljay says he likes statistics, he didn't actually mean he went to college and got educated.
No, I
just-
know.
you like
I didn't expect
statistics.
it. It was just
He
sort of
just
a
likes, he likes the colors
just-
and the
it was
bars.
just
I
me
love
testing.
the colors in the bars. They're my favorite
I just
things.
wanted to know like what level he was at, or get a feel for.
No,
Yeah,
I,
no, no,
I'm just,
I
I like,
I feel that.
I
I
like
feel
the
that.
visual of data. That's what
to
I
tell
like.
the truth, I took a introduction to statistics course in college, and about the only thing I can remember is the difference between combinations and permutations.
Nice.
A lot of the rest of
Educate
it.
I
us.
remember like how like
I learned that
the
in
difference
algebra
between the
too.
median and the mean. And then like, you know, how things are like, you know, are displayed in that graph. Remember that graph that was like No,
No.
okay,
No.
no one remembers
So-
that.
No,
Else
so
gonna call it-
what are you talking about? Get that out of here.
I also came up with
Jeez.
two other charts.
Standard deviation graph? No? Okay.
This was at the request of Purple, and it was also a lot easier to do. I went ahead and made a BrickFeed chart, and this same thing. The first one is name order traditionally, and then the second one is ascending. And as we can see here, most everyone attends.
You've beat me by one, Eldra.
Yeah, I know I'm
I'm
impressed.
coming for you.
At least I'm above
Bring it
Fwef.
on. But the side effect to all of these charts is that I had a lot of time to listen to our past, to our history, to see how far we've come and how much we've grown. And I
far
also
we've
got a lot
come.
of awesome trivia. Because the goal, my intention, was to get all of this for the folks that are working on our fan wiki. And I felt like they would really appreciate having this data, having all this neat trivia to add to it.
Can I just interject
yes,
that
the ego builder.
the page on me on our fan wiki is terribly inaccurate. Carry on.
One of my
pages
pages
are.
is
A lot of
terrible.
them are.
That probably means it's the most accurate. Good job, everybody!
They're
Woo!
working
Good
to,
job to you guys running the wiki.
Yeah, they're working to make it better. So.
Yeah, they're working on it. It's an endeavor, so I'm sure they'd appreciate any assistance. I'm looking forward to its
I will
completion.
proceed to not help them. No, I'm kidding. I might help.
That's fine. No, you've already helped them.
In what way?
By existing,
You edited some pages.
When?
Like
you've given
last
them
year.
stuff to
I don't
document
think
too.
so. Either way, are you gonna share any of the trivia? Or are you just gonna talk about trivia?
Yes, certainly. Yeah. Okay.
So I found some trivia. That's the
it.
that's the end.
The end.
Nice. So just some fun facts. Only 3 hosts have ever taken any announced hiatuses. There was Ven, and he was gone for 9 episodes, roughly. There was me. I never even got the chance to take one because the immediate next episode, Bionicle, was confirmed to come back.
Oh, that's
And then
right.
there was Invi, who was gone for 2 years.
Yes. Congrats, man. You have longest hiatus. You're the best.
Yeah. Anybody want
He
to top
does.
me? No, just kidding.
No thanks. I'm good. I'll stay here.
A year took place in between episode 100 and episode 124.
Wow.
One
I
year
remember
for
that year.
24 episodes.
That was our break.
To be fair, I think we actually did a couple episodes that were lost
Oh,
in
of course.
between that
A
time.
lot of our episodes got lost in the great
We have a
editing
lot of lost
Armageddon of whatever
episodes.
year
Yeah.
that was. I think it was
Yeah.
like 2011. I don't know.
It's our 100th
to our old
anniversary.
editor.
That was the year that we took a break and worked. Wow, that's not a word. That's the year we took a break and started working on Biocraft.
So that would be
for the
2011.
majority of our time. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. It's on YouTube. The episodes are there.
Yeah, no, it was 2011 because we started our channel in 2010.
Yeah.
So that was that was the year that we took a
2011
break.
was definitely the Biocraft.
We lost a lot of episodes. We decided to can the podcast for a while and then work on Biocraft.
Now it is weird
Yeah.
because episode 100, I recall, came much later than that. So if that's true, then that means we had 2 massive breaks. Because I know for a fact we didn't do a lot of podcasts while we were working on Biocraft.
Well, 100 was in like May.
So,
so-
episode 100 came out. Let me see, May 8th, 2014.
Boom.
Yeah, 3 years after Biocraft. So we were still taking massive hiatuses.
Yeah.
So
let me see.
BBC before Biocraft.
The hosts most often to be gone for large amounts of time between episodes are Var, Kahi, and Invi. But Invi's kind of a given. He kind of tilted the scales in his favor in his statistics.
Man, that's not fair. Envy wins everything just because he was gone for 2 years.
I also haven't taken a break in a while either. I feel like it was like there was the one time where I took a break from the channel in general.
Yes.
I don't think that happened since.
Nope.
There
we
was- okay.
massively upswing.
We did talk about it. I think it was the time like when you were dating. That's when you were gone. Because I remember
were
there was
dating?
I'm pretty sure. Like, because I remember there was a
Maybe.
point in time where you were gone for a while, and then when you came back, you're like, oh, by the way, I broke up with my girlfriend. And you're like, you have a what
You
now?
got girlfriend? What?
Yeah, that was a whole thing. I think that was like when you were
Yeah, I
gone
guess
the most.
maybe. I can't actually remember that. So
Just
That
a
would make
hazy
sense.
part of his life he doesn't really want to remember.
Yeah, it's like I've
Choose
I've
not
pushed
to
that
remember
the
that.
recent minds, right?
Hazy. The time was crazy. I choose not to remember because I'm pretty lazy.
Impressive. Let me see.
Had a daughter named Sky, but her real name is Daisy. Okay, let's go.
that was pretty good, dude. I liked it. Nice rhyme. Nice
you.
reference.
I really
Yeah,
hope
good
no
job, you
freaking
rhymed.
nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice rhyme. If the AdSense
Dropping
works out, you'll get a
bars.
dime.
Dropping bars.
All right. That was good.
Wow. Okay, so of the oldest hosts, Invi has, of course, missed the most. 100 and
Wow. Okay.
I feel like this
shade, man.
should just be ignored, man. That's not even fair.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, no. Listen, you had a real reason why you were gone, and you told everyone you're gonna be gone for this amount of time. You're gone for that amount of time, and then you came
It's
straight back as soon as you were done.
Keep giving names like Razzie Awards, like worst.
Most missed.
it is-
Longest
so
hiatus.
he 189 episodes on account of his leave, of course, and Meso has missed the least, a total of 4.
I'm pretty happy about that because one of those was recent, and 2 of those.
No,
were-
I mean, listen.
one of those was Atha Week. One of those is when the main hosts are away. The other was recent, and the other one just happened at some point. So I'm pretty content with all that. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So you've done a
Pretty
good
impressive.
job.
That
Let me
being
see.
said, I
proud
want to
of
miss
you,
one more
Nick.
so I can miss 5, just to be like, yeah, that's just a better number than 4.
But 4 splits
Wow.
evenly.
But like, it doesn't split in a way that makes sense.
Well, five
Five-
also splits
splits
evenly.
It's
evenly
all
at
that
2.5.
multiples,
Yeah.
dude.
2.5.
Multiples. Anyway, go on.
Okay. X in his debut episode sounds completely different from how he sounds.
Yeah, if
now.
But
anybody
is that
ever
just
wants
in what way?
like
audio
a
quality,
trip
or-
down memory lane, no, I mean like he sounds like a different person. He sounds like he has a different accent. He talks differently. He's like,
Maybe he was just like really like doubling down on that attempted American.
maybe
I don't know. He almost sounded British.
he did sound British. Well,
Oh,
it's the kind of thing
our
like,
live studio audience is just too much for me sometimes.
like Gavin over time with RT, like Rooster Teeth, he had a different sounding voice. He lost. Some
Yeah,
of his
to be fair, I
accent, so-
remember X really like he knew like British English
Yes,
when he first joined, so it was kind of like a thing that he sort of adapted over time, I think.
exactly.
Yeah, it kind of became his thing to be like
kind of zany and crazy and have like
yeah. He wasn't like that immediately, you know.
exactly.
Yeah, but now he's
I think sometimes I
this
pulled it
person.
out of him though.
You pulled it out of him.
All right,
Chill, dude.
then-
Don't die.
It's my shtick.
Yeah,
I'm over
I'm
here
sorry.
coughing and I'm not even sick. But I'm
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
All right, then
up.
he was the one that started.
My
He started
lord.
saying Mardi Gras at the start of episodes.
So we have you
Yeah.
to
Dang
blame.
right, I did.
Blame, air quotes.
No, you have me to thank for giving
Yeah.
us character.
Well, you know, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Your mileage may vary. YMMV.
I
Good grief. Okay. We're getting worse and worse by the episode.
Maybe this was a mistake. We should move back to G3.
Yeah.
So Var, he was the first to begin trying the sync, and that's why he syncs to start, but Meso
Because it was his
intros.
idea.
It was what he wanted to do. He started doing it. He did it first, so that kind of just continued.
my idea.
Actually, no, that makes sense because like no one else really knew what the sync was or what it was meant to be. It
Gotta
was sort of
sync
because
in my
I
apartment.
think I was the one editing the episodes at that time.
You were the one that wanted us to all record our own audio track again. 'Cause you were
Right.
like, if we do this, our audio quality will be better.
Exactly.
I actually do think. I remember the reason I remember the sync is because I got it from the stupid Red vs. Blue episode where they're like Mark sync at like season 9 when they're calling back and forth, and I think that's where I'm like, hey, we should like do the
I
countdown and
thought
sync.
you
We'll
were
be like
joking
freelancers.
about coming up with the sync. Are you actually saying you came up with
Oh
the
my
sync?
goodness!
I don't know if I did or if I just suggested it like Var was
Offhand,
suggesting
yeah.
a countdown to it. Yeah,
That
and
makes
I might have
sense. I
suggested it
remember the
offhand
R&B
based
thing,
off that.
Yeah, I remember that too. Let
Yeah.
me see.
I just want to bring that trivia up. There we go.
So
I
Var,
want to insert as many Rooster Teeth references as I can during this discussion, just to like
Become the shill you were born to be.
exactly.
all right, Var, despite
Yo.
starting IBZP, has only hosted one episode of the TTV podcast.
Fun.
Woo, wait, what episode have I hosted?
Probably recently, right?
Goodness.
The recent one.
Let
Was
me
it
check,
recent?
let me check.
Because
I don't
the first one, when the main hosts are away, you were also gone. And then at the week,
Yeah.
you were also gone.
Yeah, you're right. It must have been recent. I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
It was recent-ish. Okay, it was episode 198.
Yeah, G2 hadn't
Yeah,
been
that is-
canceled by then. I remember because you guys were like, wow, you actually had a positive discussion about G2, weighing the pros and cons without
remember
Meso being around. What a twist.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah, I remember that too. So yeah, congratulations, Var.
Yay! I like to keep it that way. Let's not make me host other ones.
Okay, good to know. Debut episodes. Meso, Var, and I debuted in episode 1. Kahi in episode 14. Invi in episode 19. Then in episode 23. Fwef in episode 84. Takuma in episode 103. X in 108. And Purple in episode 176.
Yeah, Takuma, we realized something interesting while Eljay was crunching these stats. I always thought you'd come on in episode, 108 along with X, because that was when Bionicle came back, and we had finished the casting call, and both of you got accepted. And I posted in the description, we're introducing 2 new cast members. But you had actually been on 5 episodes before in an unofficial capacity to talk about E3.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that. You remember that clearly?
It was like, yeah.
Okay. Because it
It's
kind of threw me.
the only interesting thing you can say about me.
No, I actually have 2 other interesting things. 2 of these trivia facts are specifically about you.
Really.
Go on.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Whoa.
Go for
Yes.
Now I don't know what to
Well,
think.
first, yeah. First, the cast member who went the longest duration without decent audio quality was Kahi, from his debut episode in episode 14 to episode 91.
I was listening to
Dang.
even then, decent is like in massive sarcasm quotes, because I went back last night to listen to the Bionicle Returns podcast, and John literally sounds like this.
No, okay.
What?
That one is different. That one is different because the Bionicle Returns podcast I did not record with my mic. I recorded on my phone. If you remember,
I do.
it came back while I was at
Joke's
work,
on you,
and I was like,
Meso.
and like it was so massive. We decided that we would bring back. It was on Skype at the time, right? We were still on
Yes.
Skype.
Yeah,
we
we
brought
were
back
still
the
on Skype.
call recorder, and I talked on my
Fair
phone.
enough.
I remember
That would
like because
explain.
I took a lunch break, quote unquote, and I just like walked around in the lobby talking about Bionicle.
Nice.
I recall.
All right.
I actually that reminds me. I
So-
think that the first additional trivia fact, the first TTV member to, and thankfully the last. Wait, no, you just said you were on mobile. First one was Ven to ever do a podcast episode while on his phone.
Man. Well, Vin.
Bionicle
yeah,
Returns
I
was a
remember
special one though because that was like it was in a school week. It was in the middle of the day, and when we found out it was like coming back officially.
Yeah,
or
I
not
came back
not
from a
officially,
half
but
day
like
at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it was totally a thing where like it just was honest, and we are like we need to record a podcast.
My favorite
here
thing
and
about
there.
all
But-
that, Eljay, is you and Var did that initial video like before you went to work in the
Yep.
morning.
Yep.
And then when you got back, everything had like blown up. You're like, wait, what is this?
I remember thinking that's a risky video. I remember
Yeah.
when I saw that go up, I
It
was like,
dicey business.
yeah, I was like, I don't know if we should have put that out. I'll be honest.
And,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
in hindsight, I'm totally glad you guys did. But
I'm glad
at
remember
that
that
time,
Like we knew that there was a possibility that it wouldn't be true. That's why we handled that pretty well in the video. I felt where we were discussing it as though it was a possibility, but a hypothetical.
yeah. Well, we had that video like a year before where like the guy on LinkedIn had done that.
Right,
And Meso was like,
right.
I'm just gonna double down on this. Bionicle Returns 2015.
Yeah.
And it was like
Yes,
a
I
question mark
remember
at the end
that
of the
video
video.
too.
And I also thought I
Yeah.
was like, that's
Like,
that's
I love it whenever
sketchy.
people
We might
include
be
that
out.
video in like the greatest hits moments because my audio quality is so trash in that. I'm like, what
remember
could
that.
it be?
We're all
except Bionicle.
Yeah.
I also remember like that one time Crackjack hacked BZ Power, and I changed Greg's signature to say Bionicle Returns 2015 and 2013.
You got
So
suspended
it
for
was
that,
like,
didn't you?
I got suspended. No, I didn't get suspended for that.
Proto
I got
drop.
docked Proto for that.
Proto
I got
drop. You got
dropped
docked
like
Proto,
2
yeah.
Proto
Man,
points for it.
John
yeah.
playing the prank.
But I like it was like totally a thing that like I wonder if Greg actually came back to BZP and was like, what? Who leaked it? Who knows? Who did that?
Yeah.
Anyway, go
Okay,
on.
let me see. Just 2 more. The first sentence that Takuma ever spoke on the podcast was, "What makes you think we're good friends?"
Great start to the legend.
What a
Why
very
does that seem to
Takuma-ish quote.
characterize me so well?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does.
You answer that, not me. I'm curious to know.
Wait, so was that before or after like was this back
was
when we
your
did the
first
AE3
episode.
thing?
E3.
Or
That was 103, the first episode. That's the
very
first thing you
first
ever
thing
said
I
in the
ever
channel.
said in recording was, "What makes you think we're friends?"
We're good friends.
Was I
Makes
talking to
think
you?
we're good friends.
No, I talking
Yeah,
about
I was
myself.
Oh,
like,
it's
and
talking to
introducing
Meso.
our good friend,
Oh, okay.
fellow Dota player, and BZ Power moderator Takuma. And you were like, what
man.
makes you think we're friends?
It would have been funnier if it was LJ, just because apparently we had some blog interaction on BZP somewhere back in the day, and neither of us remembers what I was telling you off about something.
Yeah.
Apparently, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. I don't
I
even
have no
remember
memory
what
of
it
this.
was.
Well,
I really,
just
I
don't,
really
yeah.
wish I knew what I was.
Eljay
telling
was
you
quite
off
the
about.
rabble rouser. You probably told him off for a billion things.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was only one
good.
interaction.
was it
once.
specifically you, or was it just kind of in general? Because there's plenty of times
It
where I
was
had to go into a blog
specifically
and
me.
say, "Hey, everyone needs to calm the heck down and stop being a bunch of buttheads." You know, not in those words exactly.
Actually, now that you mention, I'm not entirely sure. It was ages ago, so.
One of these days, you just
But
tell a bunch
I
of
remember being
podcast
very
stories
cautious,
about
like-
a blog life.
Like when you joined our Skype group for playing Dota, I was really cautious. I was like, oh no.
Everyone was
I know,
afraid
it's
of me
a
because I
moderator.
was BZP.
Now-
well,
now you
am
still
BZP.
have to
Don't
Yeah.
report me to
for
Black
different
6,
reasons.
please.
One of these days, Takuma, just tell a bunch of stories from like your blog moderation days. I imagine you have some funny tales.
You know, at this point, I've probably forgotten. I've the stories that stick out to me the most are the stories that make me upset and angry, and not,
That makes sense.
Same.
but not. They're not stories that I can tell because
All right.
it's
Yeah. Sensitive subjects.
sensitive subjects. The problems were with other staff, stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah, private stuff. So
If I
that's
ever
fine.
do think of anything good, I'll be sure to share it. But at this point,
No, like do like a tabloid thing. It's like, the secret history of the BZ Power staff.
That always
Like
goes.
we could, that always goes
Like-
right. You know that has a really big success rate on our channel.
like there was one time I got
No
called
problems
out
whatsoever.
on something, and one of the other staff member, but like I was commenting on something else a different staff member made, and then even they were wondering why I got called out and not they, since they were the person who originally said something, and it was all downhill from there.
Man, oh man.
There we go.
What was your
Yep.
what was your other trivia fact?
The last one that I have here, and I'm sure there are tons more that I'm going to go back and get. Takuma is the only current TTV host to have not appeared on BrickFeed.
Oh,
Yeah, you
well,
should
that's
fix that.
that's a given. Why?
Is
Why?
it given? Do you hate system with a passion?
When do you guys record BrickFeed?
We recorded
Tuesday.
on Tuesday morning.
I did a double take because I wasn't sure if it was
Tuesday morning
yes.
when I'm at work.
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon when I'm at work.
Get a day off.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Why
I was
on
at work
earth
when
would
you
I
guys
take a day
Makes
off
me
work just to
sad.
do BrickFeed?
You could. You just don't want to.
Well, Eljay, you might as well throw another trivia fact in there about me. Takuma Nuva has never listened to an episode of the BrickFeed.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Oh man. Oh
Nice.
man.
Listen to the
Why
latest.
you gotta be
Wow.
like that?
Listen to the latest episode. It was pretty funny.
Actually, you should listen to the latest episode.
The latest episode is one of my favorite episodes. I think it's my favorite episode we've ever done in BrickFeed. There's one additional one with Ven. I forget what it was, but Ven, you did something really funny on that one.
I might have to try and remember to
forget.
listen to it
Was
at
it
work.
that I talked on Kermit almost the whole time?
Oh, that
Oh,
was
the bat.
yeah. There we go. That was a funny episode.
$50 to get Van. Van, dude, they fired Kermit. You could totally audition now.
I'm saying
They
yesterday.
just fired. They fired
Kermit
Kermit
the
for real
Frog.
though.
Just send that in as your audition
The
tape.
Muppets did not bring him
no,
joy on his
man.
dismissal day.
No joy on his
Oh.
birthday either.
Feel bad
On
for
his
Kermit.
death day.
Me too. Honestly.
Wait, yeah, what happened to Kermit?
I want to know what he did.
The guy who voices Kermit the Frog got fired.
I'm sure there are reasons
But
for
we
it.
don't know
I'm
why.
sure he did something, or there were some management shakeups, or there was some bad blood.
Well-
but still, it makes me feel bad because dude's got-
According to him, this is like he got fired a year ago, I think.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And they're only just now discussing it. And he said that there were apparently 2 issues that they had with him, and that he offered solutions to, but they didn't want to have it, so they just canned him.
I'm sure that's
Okay.
just his side of the story, too.
Yeah,
Of course. We're only getting one
we've
side of
worked with
things.
people before. Like, can you
I mean,
imagine
I'm
one
sure,
of
like-
the certain people that worked with us on Biocraft
I'm
came
sure
out and
he's
said,
not
"Oh,
wrong. I'm sure there were
you know,
some problems, and they were looking for solutions. He proposed solutions that were deemed
Yeah.
inadequate by management. And
I've got a solution for you. Stick it where the sun don't shine.
yeah, no, do the Kermit
Up the
voice.
Kermit
No,
puppet.
no, say in the Kermit voice. Ben, can you say that?
I have a solution. Stick it where the sun don't shine.
There you go.
And you're fired.
There's a pack your bags. All right.
Pack your Muppets.
Yep.
That
interesting.
could... No.
But yeah, no, I gotta say, it was fascinating running back through the entirety of TTV and listening to every single intro.
We kind of
Because
sucked.
2 things became quickly apparent.
We were garbage people.
It's fine. Yeah, okay, garbage people. Meso, one episode you had an accent, and you had your light helium voice, and then the next episode, hey everyone, I'm Mesonek.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Was
Absolutely.
that between the year break?
it might have been.
No, it was
It might have been
earlier. It was in the
between one of our,
20s.
lost episode breaks though. Because
Yeah, it might have
I do
been.
remember when that happened. Like, I just came on one day, and you guys were like, "Meso, your voice is different," and I was like, "Oh, really? I didn't even notice."
I like to think that you went to sleep, and then you woke up like,
Without further ado,
Hello, everybody.
He was
The day
like
it started.
he was bitten by a radioactive rapper, and then he his voice started making the bad puns.
became Eminem Man.
Eminem, yeah,
Is he Eminem?
Okay, guys. Okay. It's not funny anymore.
And that was the other thing, Meso. Consistently, up until recently, when we've kind of streamlined the name process, you would almost always say, alright, and without further ado, I'm Mesonek.
Interesting. I don't know why. Well, I guess
Without further ado.
it makes sense if I do like some big spiel at the start, but not really with our current format because it's so brisk.
No, you don't do it with your current format.
I guess
Didn't we
it makes
first
sense,
open up
though.
a how's life, guys? And then
Yeah,
you
we
talk about
did
it,
use
and
the
then
open
Yeah,
up
how's
for
life
discussion, so that does make sense. Like, well, without further ado, ha 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 ha.
I'm Mesonak. I remember that.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Well,
I just feel sad about how I used to introduce myself. Like I went back to the first episode I was on which is already bad enough. But then he's like, and I'm Tenebrae Invictus. Is like, I was like,
Yeah, you didn't even
ready to
pronounce your
facepalm.
own name.
I didn't even pronounce it right. It's just too much
Yeah.
effort. Why go out of my way to say Tenebrae?
Yeah,
when I
why
can
go
be
out of your way to
Tenebrae, like,
pronounce them incorrectly? I get you. I get you, man.
I don't know if it's really which one's
Right
really
there with
correct. I mean, the name's incorrect.
Yeah, man, I've never wanted to pronounce my name correctly either. It's fine.
I used to. I
I'm
always used to
Venom.
mispronounce your name, Var. I don't know why.
Yeah, you did. I don't know either. I don't know where you got this Varderon from.
I don't know. I have no idea.
She's too much like
Hard
an
wrong.
I remember I used to pronounce Meso's name as Meso, not Meso.
Miso.
Meso.
Yeah, Meso.
Yeah, you did used to do that. Dude, there was a point in time where you completely changed the way you talked.
He
And
denies it.
everybody
denies it.
thought that you were pranking us. Like, we thought that you were screwing with us or something. Like, it was so unnaturally different all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Like if you go back and listen to, like, this won't be available to the public, but our old, like, what is it?
Halo Machinima.
TTV. Yeah, our Halo Machinima, and
Halo
listen to how you
yeah.
spoke. That's how we thought that you spoke, right? And then literally the next day, you started talking how you do now, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah. It's there.
I'm telling you, the radioactive rapper. It makes
Van?
sense.
The
He
fan
just-
doesn't rap.
Oh wait. Oh,
Probably
okay.
say
Never mind. I
this.
thought you
Maybe
were talking
it's
about Meso.
because I was like adapting.
I thought you were talking about Meso. My bad.
I was probably
Wow.
trying to adapt a character when we were doing that series to,
Probably.
I guess, sound awesome.
That's
Maybe?
possible.
I don't know. Because, like, that's how you talked outside of recordings too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like we actually played characters.
I tried.
Yeah, we were kind of
I
just
remember
ourselves
I
messing
tried.
around.
I was the only one that tried. That's why I came up with the
we all
famous
do
line
sound
that
really different,
that
though.
everybody here knows except for the audience because they've
I
never
tried.
seen and never
Hey,
will
wait,
see
wait, wait.
our
Are
machine.
you saying you're the only one who tried?
That's
I didn't try.
We lost our home.
That's the
You remember
most
any of my epic
most
one-liners,
offended
dude?
I've ever heard
Carjacking.
Meso.
I'm
I'm so offended
offended
right
I'm
now.
offended, dude. My own
That's
one-liners.
more
Maybe
deal
he
in
was
there.
bitten by a radioactive
Carjacking
rapper.
isn't a crime as far as
sounded more
I'm
like
aware.
Tasmanian Meso.
I can give you some rocket launcher ammo I found along the way. You don't remember any of my epic one-liners? I only remember one of yours.
No,
What are you doing right
we
now?
lost our
Is this
home.
a bit? What
No,
is
it's
this
like
voice?
I heard-
I'm like,
don't know.
Now,
I don't know.
listen,
I
must
really don't
look
know.
for it.
I'm very
I really have no
passionate
idea.
about the TVTHM series, and I'm annoyed that our fans will never see it. So much so, I'm probably gonna leak it to them. Out of
I
retribution.
swear,
Actually-
if you do, you are
I
out of this company.
Actually, I have a question since we're talking about stuff that the public will never see. Does anyone still even have footage of when we tried that RPG thing and it totally bombed?
Some of us do.
I don't
maybe?
know.
I think I put it
I
on
don't
Dropbox.
think
Var,
so.
you have the video. I think you put it on Dropbox. If not, we should just like put it out to the Patreon.
No, I mean, like, I don't think. I think we did
would
lose
like
at least
It
one
was
person's
terrible.
content. I thought it was pretty
that.
funny.
Well,
I
it was,
liked it.
Listen, I actually
Yeah,
really
me
liked
too.
it was
I actually
long-winded.
really liked
It wasn't terrible. It was
a little
in
long.
the sense that
Part of the
could
problem
we
was-
actually could we make a series out of this? Probably not. But was it a fun standalone video?
I mean,
yes.
one of the biggest problems was, you know, tabletop RPGs like D&D and stuff. Usually, you set up a session and you plan for like, you know, 3+ hours. We were trying to cut this thing into like 20-minute segments.
Yes.
That's
Right,
That
right.
is true.
a single
It is a lot
intense
harder.
conversation could go on for that long alone.
Yeah. See, the problem was it took so long to get virtually nowhere because we started out on a dock, we went into the city, we barely got into the city, we went to a hut,
And that's where it
and we
ended.
fought some Rockshi, and that's
That's
it.
where
like
it
two
ended. Right,
rocks.
right.
Yeah.
If
We did. There was Var did a really cool ricochet shot off my shield.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
even remember
dude.
that.
LJ was like goody two shoes. Who was
no,
like the moral
It
confident.
was honestly. It was really, really fun.
Meso to actually play the part of my character, a hero, a Toa.
The only way
We're all
we
mercenaries,
tried.
though.
If we were ever
So-
to even attempt something like that in the future, though, I think we'd have to go kind of like the way that Critical Role does, if anyone's familiar with that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do
I think
like,
so.
even if it's not necessarily a live stream, you put up like a 3-hour video.
Yeah, the live stream.
And you don't
format
worry about
would
trying
work
to
cut
best,
it into
I
20
think.
minutes.
Honestly, I feel like the live stream format would work really well with that.
Nowadays, we
should-
can like make custom
we should retool
templates
it.
and like we can once Discord adds like webcam support, we can just do like webcam. And,
I'm so
I
excited.
don't
Yeah,
even
listen,
want
I've
to
been
system
working
the way I
on
designed
support.
it, though.
What we should do is we should do a live stream at Brick Fair. and it should just be a D&D session. And Ven is an amazing host.
Probably wouldn't have good enough.
Takuma will be there too. Takuma will be there.
Oh, Beans! I keep forgetting. Takuma's
Yeah.
gonna be there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I'm
going to be there. Better than Takuma.
I doubt
I'm
that
just-
we would have good enough internet to
Fighting
do a
words.
live stream, but we could try.
We could just record it. I don't think we need we could try the live stream, but you're right. It might end up being. But we could just
depends
record
on
it
how good our
locally.
live podcast or video podcast recording setup actually turns out
That's
to
true.
be.
That's true. We'll see how that.
But yes, it
goes.
would be easiest in that format, definitely.
I am actually working on a new sort of like RPG type system. Spoilers, not Bionicle, but
Can't wait to see it in 10
Unacceptable.
years.
it is. yeah. No, it won't be. It'll be 15 years. But anyways, this one, I'm not even. I'm mostly just like stealing D&D and just modifying things at this point. I'm not like trying to reinvent the wheel with this one.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
That wheel's pretty outdated.
I actually did get. I got this book. This this guy gave me a book that was like his own D&D system.
Book
he came
guy.
out for Ruby.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
Ruby
Book
D&D,
guy.
So-
D and Ruby.
Ruby D&D. D and Ruby. Yeah, they're okay.
There is one RPG system.
The words came out of my mouth and I regretted
There
that
is
so
one
badly.
RPG system that I find fascinating in its simplicity and yet its effectiveness. I can't remember what it's called, but
Is it the Universal system?
no,
The
Universal.
no, it's a horror system. There's no dice,
Yeah,
no
you
stat
watch
sheets,
your language.
none of that. All it uses is a Jenga tower.
That sounds fascinating.
Do you not know what
trying to
do you not know what
process how that
Jenga
works.
is?
no. I know what Jenga is.
Jinga
I do.
phone calls ring.
Okay, well,
Shoot
looks
my
like
gun.
the radioactive raptors are wearing off.
Why would you
Yeah,
do
and
that?
now like I
yes.
feel like this the
Thank
symbiote
you,
rapper's
thank
taking
you,
over.
Scorpion Strike from the live studio audience. It's called Dread.
Judge Dredd.
Whenever you enter a room?
Well,
I'm sorry, Takuma.
That's
I
not
respect you.
dread. That's nausea. Get it right.
nausea.
Guys, we should be nicer to each other. I've always wanted
That's
to be
what
nice
I've
to
been
you
saying.
guys. I don't care about you. Shut up.
Well,
I'm talking about the actual relevant people. Grr.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought we were friends.
Who
Who
are
What
you?
makes you think we're friends?
Call back.
Payoff.
Hey.
Oh
wait
man, that
for
was
it.
good. We wrapped that. No, that's good, man.
Wrap that
I
up
appreciate
and
that.
Mail it
I love
toy.
All that kind of stuff.
Wrap that up and throw it in the
What makes you
microwave.
think you're friends? I'll put your life to an end.
In doesn't rhyme with friends, but you try.
Guys, let's start Pandemic Banda.
Why doesn't friend rhyme
Okay,
with end?
can I just
because
say-
a friend is a fry
Friend
end.
rhymes
no,
with
it's
end,
because-
with the
okay.
S at
I'm
the
still
end.
wondering why we haven't put out our own Christmas album, or like ringtones and stuff like that.
Christmas
Okay, we need
time
ringtones.
Because the only
is
Christmas album I want to be a part of is one that makes fun of Christmas.
Ouch.
I brought Bionicle back and now it's dead.
No, it's dead.
I brought this gift for you. It's for the
See that want to brainstorm. I feel like I
Well,
can brainstorm.
Okay, let's end this podcast right now and write our album.
I,
Yeah,
I,
okay, let's just go to the recording
Yeah,
booth.
story.
I could have an
We're gonna go platinum.
autobiographical song, you know, I'll be home in time for Bionicle, except I wasn't.
I'll be home.
On the first day of recaps, Eljay reviewed for me.
I love it.
No, I hate it.
I want that to be a. Oh, come on.
A Takuma
Come on,
set
Nope.
for free.
Shush.
Okay.
You're not allowed to speak anymore.
But seriously,
He's the host.
ringtones would be so easy.
Well, I guess we don't have a host anymore.
we have
dude.
enough catchphrases and stuff to work with.
Well, the main host is away.
Well, the main host is kicked out.
See, I actually do want ringtones. But
maybe
not
we should
only
have
ringtones,
maybe we should have like a
sound
contest.
bites.
People suggest ringtones
You
and
know
then they
what?
vote.
We need to make our ringtone. We need to make our TTV ringtone.
What I think we need is sound bites because I'm sure you guys utilize this to some extent. We're on the phone. If you get a text message, you can customize that sound for individual people. I want Vars screaming, so anytime he texts me, it's just this.
Scream man. I love it.
Screaming.
Shut up.
That'd be great. I'd like that. I'd do that.
Okay, who has stories? I want to hear some stories.
I mean, John's got a big story. Anybody else have stories?
I've got some stories. Anyone else got stories?
I had
Before
a dream.
Go into my thing.
It's a very short dream.
What was your dream?
My dream was that we were at Brick Fair and we were in this huge dark mansion, like the one from Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, and we're walking. It's really early in the morning. Isn't that?
What's that laugh?
What was that voice?
Eddie Murphy?
What are you doing? Is that
it's
an
okay.
Eddie Murphy impression? Is this what Eddie Murphy does?
Hercules.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Let him finish your dream. Let him finish your dream.
Okay,
Let him finish
so
your
in
dream,
this
guys.
huge mansion,
You guys
it's
know
really
Eddie Murphy,
early
but
in
you've
the
never
morning.
watched his
We're
movies.
waking up.
All right.
We're waking up early in the morning to go to the convention center, and everyone's like, "Okay, guys, listen, be quiet." Down the hall, in the other room, Purple and her family, they're sleeping. We don't want to wake them, so we're just trying to leave to like get to the convention center without them. And so what I do, I walk down the hall, I go into the room, and I blast my
Rocker
chicken
rap?
song ringtone, my alarm at full volume.
Now, do the
And the
fans
only
know
one who
what
wakes up is Purple.
do the fans
and
know
then we
what
get
your
the
alarm
convention
sounds
center.
like for maximum comedy? Not saying you should play it, but
Play it right now. Turn it on.
Just look up like crazy chicken ringtone. You
I'll
should
get
find it.
right on looking that up.
Thank you.
Good dream.
But yeah, and then she woke up. We went to the convention, and that was it.
All right.
Dude, that's really cool. Nice story, man. Good story.
Great story, bro.
I love
Purple,
it.
you better be at
Good
Brick
dream.
Fair. No.
Yeah, you better be.
Anybody else have any stories?
You know, if I had thought about it in advance, I could have come up with some of the help desk tickets I've seen the past few months at work, but
Help desk tickets annoy me. People losing their stuff in cabs.
yeah, but you see, the thing is,
you
I
get-
work for a place that posts job listings. You know, we're a job search engine. So I'm getting people who are trying to apply for jobs or complaining about stuff. You know, I got the very first ticket I ever got when that was added to like the list of people who would be getting these help desk tickets was somebody sending an email or somebody sent a message. It was just 2 words. The first word was eat. The second word I will not repeat.
The radioactive rapper has returned.
I think it would have been funny if it was just eat. It just stopped at eat. No, that's it.
It's like a grandma at the other end. It's like, don't forget to eat.
Eat, and then insert scatological term here.
Whoa, broccoli?
That is
Do you
a
even know what
word. Did you take
scatological
that?
means?
Gesundheit.
Scatolopolis.
It
like-
means broccoli.
Scatolopolis.
That's what it means.
Okay, apparently
Saga
Kahi literally poops broccoli.
Metamorphosis?
Hyperstasis.
Everyone's
Galapagos?
Galapagos.
I do.
Tyrannosaurus?
I do broccoli.
I mean, Gastraphides.
Broccolacabasas.
I have pooped broccoli at least. Guys, I don't know if we're as funny as we think. we
I
are
think we're pretty funny.
We're not as funny as you think you are.
I'm not
On that note, though, someday I want to do like a job seekers TTV talks or something
somehow.
like that. Tips for how to get a
What?
job.
We all get fired and we're seeking out a job?
No.
We already did
Help.
TTV talks about jobs, and that was a
Yeah, but no, like
Yeah,
that
TTV
was a
talks
journey and a
about
half.
job seeking, job hunting, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
TTV talks.
Never had to hunt. Job
Can we do that? Can we actually do a TTV?
we could.
Let's do it.
We could talk. I'll talk about Steve Jobs.
So
for
what do you
like 3
think the
hours.
state of his corpse is?
Probably decomposing.
I mean, where did he die?
he's,
Maryland,
No,
New
you
York.
know he's
That's in
probably
poor
he's
taste.
probably
Let us not
he's
speak
probably
ill of the
turned
dead.
over
His
in his
face
grave
is white
because of
and
this.
not red. That's all.
Oh, that's just rude.
He's turned
dude.
over in his grave because of the stupid iPhone dongle. I swear to God.
I really
Dongle.
hope that somebody just like
Man.
plants an apple tree on his grave someday.
Huh? No, you know what? I really hope that they plant a Windows tree on his grave someday.
Nah, actually, no. The apple trees.
Man, you guys are just not funny.
No, I was like, all right, okay.
Nothing's making me laugh anymore. I want to die.
It's such a late.
All right,
question.
John.
Can I talk about my
What's
story?
your spiel?
Just,
You've
I
already-
have, you could have talked about your stupid story like 30 minutes ago.
No,
Dude, I want to give other people a chance to talk. Everyone
so people
complains.
can do their thing.
Everyone complains when I talk too much, and I'm like,
He's
okay, I'm
paid
gonna
his
give you a chance to
Every
talk.
time you open your mouth, you talk too much.
John
dude.
has paid his debt to society.
That's my.
He's good.
Listen,
I
I have
don't
a
think he
big
has.
mouth. A lot of words have to come out.
No, what's more annoying is you have a little mouth. It's a little mouth, but so much comes out of it.
I gotta compensate. I'm overcompensating for my little
I
mouth.
know, and it's so
Hey, look,
bad.
another thing we
Give me a
can
little
agree
leisure.
on.
John's
Give me a
loud.
little leisure.
All right. So
Radioactive rapper and the little mouth. That's the episode title. So
you've had quite
I
the
have.
week, huh?
I've had quite the week. I've actually spent most of this week essentially having a week-long hangover for the last weekend. Last weekend, I went to RTX 2017.
Are you even old enough to drink?
TTV does not condone
I am.
drinking.
Dude, I'm
TTV does
I'm
not
22.
condone the
gotta
actions
be
of
this
one
tall
Jonathan
to drink
John.
for
You must be
bar.
this tall
Right.
to drink.
We're
Exactly,
talking
they're like,
about
oh, we're gonna do
Kool-Aid.
You can't even climb up on the bar stool.
You know what? Like, I'm actually taller than a lot of people who are actually there. Fun fact. I'm actually. I was
Sounds like
surprised how
A
many.
grasshopper is
convention?
taller
It's a
than an
dwarf,
ant.
dwarf convention or something. Oh, convention, something.
Peter Dinklage was there, and I was like, dude, whoa! I'm like,
Wait,
I'm a
I
couple
recall
inches taller
from
than
wow,
your
you.
stories,
Peter
like you're
Dinklage
talking
is
about
like this big
RTX,
time-
and you're like,
If Peter Dinklage is like this big time actor, and he's short, does that make him a dwarf star?
Wow.
That was exactly the amount of response that joke should have gotten. Let's move on. So
I don't know, tell that to his
I
face
went.
and see what happens.
I went to RTX, and it was actually really great. I went as press this year, and I got to talk. They did these really cool things. They did these press panels after RTX. So they would do the big panel where everyone's there. They go for half an hour. They talk to the press, and the press
Did
is
you
actually.
press on the panels?
I did press directly on the panels.
were
I
you
applied pressure.
impressed?
I
the
was
panels?
actually very impressed because I got to. If you ever go to these giant panels, you never get to ask a question. You just like resolve yourself. I'm never gonna ask this question. The press panels, you can actually do that. Like you can ask them multiple questions. I actually had one press conference with the No, which was like Ashley Jenkins, and Ryan Haywood and Mika Burton. If you know who Rooster Teeth is, you know these people. You've probably seen their videos at some point. And that was really cool because I got to essentially spend a whole half hour with them, just talking to them, you know, asking them questions about news and their channel and how they did certain things.
Aladdin,
Aladdin, nice,
very
and the audience
fail.
posted it. Put it up on the thing. Put it up on the thing.
John's little mouth.
Little bits.
Little bit.
Little bits.
All right, go on.
Anyhow,
got
so
tiny pizza.
it was really great. And I got to I got to meet.
What?
I know. I said it. Let me try that again. It was really great. I got an awesome opportunity. Really.
That changed the sentence.
That comes later.
Different there.
That comes later.
Wait, what?
You'll
Oh,
see.
wait, I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if we can talk about that.
Can we? Can we?
Probably
What do you guys
was
think?
not.
Can I talk about that?
No. I'm gonna say Ixnay.
Ixnay on the
Okay.
cube.
No.
Sounds like Varslow
Okay.
hungover too.
Listen, you, come on, Officer Baby Mouse. Just
Baby now.
So, I did that. I went to the VIP party. Met a lot of cool people, including the recruiting director for Rooster Teeth. That was awesome. Also, the guy who was like, it was funny after the No thing. Like, I got a chance to talk to these people I've admired for like a decade. Some people have been Rooster Teeth a little less, but like I've literally admired everyone from Rooster Teeth. You know, they're people I've looked up to for so long. I got a half hour to talk to them. And I'm like, I can't believe I had this opportunity. Afterwards, the guy running the press thing came up to me and said, "Hey, thank you so much." You know, I was like, "Yeah, you're a lifesaver. Thanks so much for doing this." And I was like, "Oh man, you're welcome." He's like, "Oh yeah, we weren't sure. Thanks for like carrying that interview
I know
and everything."
exactly how you feel. That's how I felt when I met Inner Rage.
Yeah, dude,
That
exactly.
man is so handsome.
Dude, the guy doesn't
He
care
is-
about you.
he's
Shut
just-
up.
He's a stud of
I'm
a dude.
just saying, like, dude, if there is any dude that I would
Okay.
want to be besides
Okay.
myself, I'd want to be him.
Okay.
Well, I did that, and I was like, it was just a thing where it's like I wouldn't have paid it money to go like spend a half hour talking
You're
to these guys
basically getting
individually.
thanked
These guys
for like a great
yeah,
opportunity.
Right, it's like if someone was like, if like you won the lottery and like the guy came and said, "Hey, thank you so much for winning this." I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, you did such a huge favor by winning this lottery," and you're like, "Sure, man, yeah, totally."
We just had all
I was
this
like-
extra money lying around. We had nothing to do with it.
But I met the recruiting director of Rooster Teeth. He was super awesome. I actually asked him what the best resume he ever got was. and he told me about like that resume and what made it great. He got this reel from this guy who was super good at animation, and he told me like he showed so much skill in like 2D and 3D animation that he worked for DreamWorks at the time. They flew out to see him. So anyhow, that's a little tidbit in case you got that. So, but the main thing, I met a ton of the people. Funhouse. I met people from Couch Hop, Screw Attack, Game Attack. The no, obviously. There's two big stories. The two big stories I have. The first one is how I embarrassed myself completely in front of the person I admire the most, Rooster Teeth. And that's Bernie Burns. So I'm trying to speed through the story as quick as possible.
You can tell
please.
Essentially what happened is that they had press panels all day, and they had the Laser Team 2 panel. And the way they did it is that, like, if you've ever seen a sports conference, they have like this giant table up front, and then you will sit up there, and then like then we the press would sit down and we'd ask them questions. So like you could sneak, if you came in late, you could sneak in the back, right? So I always went to the panels that they did before the press panels because I didn't want to be the guy who asked them a question that they already answered on the panel. I thought that'd be kind of embarrassing, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to do that. So I attended every single panel before the press panel. But when the Laser Team 2 panel came up, it had been 24 hours since I'd eaten. I hadn't eaten since the previous day. All I had done is drank at the VIP party. So I was totally I was on empty. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go get food. I'm going to come right back. I went and got food. The food took so long to get there. I went to a sushi place, and it was like right at the time. So
and then some lady walked into the sushi place and was like, "What floor is this?
What floor is this?" I do a little vlog at the sushi place, and I think like there's like Mika Burton's in the background also eating sushi, so she's just there. So I go back to the thing. I go back to the actual like press panel. I'm like, I'm just gonna sneak in the back. It's 1:30. It starts at 1:30, so I'm like, I'm on time, but I'm just gonna like sneak in the back a little bit, and they'll notice, but it won't be a big deal, right? Because they're all up in front doing the thing. I open the door, and the guy says, "Hey, so we're doing a round table today instead of doing the press note. So you're gonna sit at the table with these guys." And I was like, "What?" And he sits me down, and I'm sitting next to Bernie Burns, Matt Hullum, who's the CEO of Rooster Teeth, Marcus, who does like the props and stuff, and some other people there working on Laser Team 2. And like they usher me to this table, so they very clearly know that I showed up to this thing super late. And I'm like, okay, so like so I sit there.
But at least you can salvage it, right?
I was like, at least I can salvage this. And like they were taking turns asking questions. It gets to my turn, and I'm like, and I had questions right beforehand, and I was like, yeah, tell me a bit about the funding for Laser Team 2. You guys crowdfunded it last time, and now you guys aren't crowdfunding. Like, how'd you get the funding for that? What happened? And Matt, the CEO, turns to Bernie and goes, "Well, Bernie, I think you answered that pretty well on the panel." And I was like, no. And so he takes like the 5 minutes to answer a question that he just answered like half an hour ago on the panel.
You missed the
panel. And I'm like, because I missed the panel. I'm like, And he gets to the end, and he's like, it's like, yeah, and we're doing stuff, it's like, we're gonna do, we're working with YouTube and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, so is it gonna be on YouTube Red? Now, they don't give the goodie bag to press. I don't know if anyone knows this. They don't give the goodie bag to press until the last day because they want to save it for the actual attendees. That's fine. Well, in the goodie bag is a poster for Laser Team 2, and Bernie he pulls up the poster, and on the poster on the top it says YouTube Red in big letters, and he has this to me I perceive as his face is like, are you not paying attention to anything we're doing ever? And he's like, yep, YouTube Red, and he's pointing at these giant words in the poster, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's only been
favorite
common
story.
knowledge that it's been on YouTube Red for the past couple of months now.
That's pretty tragic.
Well, Laser Team 2 is we didn't know anything about that per se.
They released a trailer with a clip of Laser Team 2 on the YouTube Red trailer 2 months ago.
I didn't see that.
saw it.
I thought it was just Laser Team 1.
You should rescind your RT fan.
Yeah, maybe I should. I was like that, but I was also super nervous about it. And the escalating thing totally didn't help me. So I was like, okay. So that was that was right.
Other than that, though, it was a success. Right?
Other than that, it was a super success because the next thing I'm going to talk about is one of my favorite things that happened at RTX. I got to talk personally with a lot of people, which is a thing that like you don't really think about. Like when I went there as a fan 3 years ago, I talked to some people, and like I got to meet them, got an autograph. This time after we had like long personal conversations with some people. Chelsea, who did Sim Sisters with Millie. Chelsea, I don't know how to say her last name. Harafush. I feel like I'm everything. Anyhow, she
right to me.
She just went into mumbling.
She's a nanny. She's not a nanny. She's like a not babysitter.
Make
she
up
was a
your
babysitter.
mind.
Well, it's like, okay, so
Is that a nanny?
She's a
Not
babysitter. No, wait, hold on. She sits on babies.
I don't know.
She's a baby.
she's a baby. No, she
drives a car.
Baby driver.
she's a baby driver.
Oh, that's how you connected so well.
She used to watch. She used to watch like Millie when she was a kid, and then as
Being
Millie grew
sat on.
older, she used to sit on Millie as a kid. And as Millie grew older, Millie is Jeff Ramsey's daughter, and so as she grew older, she still like watches her and like kind of like, but it's not like she's not like a babysitter because Millie's like almost a teenager at this point. So I don't know the correct term.
Right, she's a baby driver that used to sit on Millie.
She's a
as
baby
kid.
driver. Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Totally.
Yeah.
And so we had a long conversation about that, and it was at this VIP party that had an essentially had this open bar. So I talked to all the Rooster Teeth people, and they suggested me stuff to try for the first time, and I was like, this is awesome. This is the best experience I've had. But they had an industry party, and at that industry party, I met the people that I really, as much as I love Rooster Teeth, and people I really wanted to meet at RTX this year was this Sugar Pine 7.
Also known
For
as
those of you who don't know, Steven Septic is a former SourceFed host who started this like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a vlog, but it's not a vlog. It's like a surreal
lifestyle.
It's an alternative lifestyle is what it's called. It's like a surreal not reality show, but like a reality show gives a wrong impression. It's like an improv show where
kinda like a
everyone's in on the
mockumentary.
joke.
It is
Yeah,
my
it's
top
like-
YouTube comment for the year of 2017. And be warned, if you gotta look it up, it might not be suitable for all.
Yeah,
audiences.
okay, so their content
Yeah.
isn't exactly the most family friendly.
Family friendly.
Family
Family.
Family friendly.
Rooster Teeth as a whole, it doesn't have a lot of family friendly.
Yeah, the thing you need to be careful of is the language. So parents, just be aware of that. It's very language heavy, very mature in that sense.
But with
They
that
have
being
they
said,
do talk about some
they're
mature
hilarious.
subjects, but
They
they are
funny
hilarious.
if you don't mind that.
If you, especially Steven Septic, he has content that like nobody really knows how to describe, but everyone just knows they like it.
Pretty much.
And it's like his content right now is like the future of like YouTube to me. Is like what they could do, with their stuff they do.
And now they're gonna have
And
a budget, and it's great.
Now to have a budget, they got Rooster Teeth hired them. They brought them all on. They're part of the Rooster Teeth family now. They are some of the funniest people I've ever met, and some of the nicest people I've ever met. I hung out with for those of you who know the cast there was Steven was there, James was there, Kib was there, Autumn was there, and James' girlfriend Lauren was also there.
Important question.
Yeah,
Was Kib wearing the headband?
Kib was wearing the headband.
That's like Kip's thing, man. You can't.
That's
I
his
know it's
totally
the
his thing.
headband.
They're actually going
Where you
to
have to
sell
wear it, it loses
headbands
his
in the RT
powers.
store.
But the thing is, he wasn't on camera, so I was wondering, does he still have it? But he does.
No. Listen, he was wearing the headband for there was a point in time in the panel where he takes off the headband and everyone's like, no, they scream at him and he has to put it back on.
Nice.
But yeah, he was wearing the headband. They're actually going to sell the headbands and the caps and other Rooster Teeth merchandise.
Very nice.
Or not Rooster Teeth, Sugar Pine 7 merchandise on their RT store. But they were so nice. I made I was a thing where I was I really wanted to say hi to Kib, but I was I don't know. I was I don't want to bother
What's
him and
too
everything.
much?
And we're on the rooftop. I was yeah, what's too much for me? And I look at him and I'm he sees I recognize him and he waves at me and I look behind me. I was he's waving something behind me and he points and he's hey, no, you come over here. I come over and he's hey, we made eye contact, man. So I guess this has to happen. And I'm dude,
Wow.
And I was thank you
we
so
made
much
eye
because I was
contact. We're pretty much married now.
yeah, exactly. I was
Sorry.
So I was hey, we had a, I'm a huge fan. I just, I was I didn't know how much you want to talk. He was super gracious. Him and James, I actually told James about TTV. And we got into a whole half-hour conversation about Lego and Star Wars and all the stuff that was going on. We got into a great conversation about that. But he actually he's a huge Lego Star Wars fan. He has this massive collection. He got the Death Star. Like the one that everyone wants. Like that actual the Spider-Man Homecoming kind of.
I wonder if James
level
would
of
review
stuff.
Lego sets for us.
That
Yeah,
would
let's
be an
bring 'em on
interesting
as a-
experience.
If we ever get a chance to go to LA and we get the like a huge Death Star, I'm sure he'd totally be down.
Eventually, I will be in LA, so maybe I'll hit him up.
Listen, he gave me he gave me his contact info, and it's other people did too. Autumn is another person who is super awesome. Autumn's the editor for Sugar Pine 7, and so we talked about editing and like kind of how to get a job in editing. She gave me like all this advice for like compiling a reel. At the end of the night, she followed me. She gave her contact info. She's like, hey, I want to help you succeed. She's such a nice girl. She was like, I saw her throughout the rest of the RTX, literally sitting in the corner editing. Like she's like the whole thing where like you see her in the video, she's always editing. That's literally what she does. She's like super dedicated to her job. She's like just sitting there and doing all the things.
Wow.
She has to be like pried away from it. So it was just really cool. We hung out all night essentially until like 3 a.m. We went to the industry party, then we went out and we got pizza, and then we went out to and Kib was like, let's go do this, and we totally did that. And it was just
Nice.
it was really awesome. So I had a great night with those guys. You should check out their content. They're amazing. They're some of the greatest, nicest people I've met at Rooster Teeth. Just awesome. Steven's also awesome, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him as much because everyone wanted to talk to him.
Of course, he's part of the 1%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Listen, he doesn't have time to deal with the plebeians. I get it.
Exactly.
1%'s fun
Yeah, pretty
percent.
But all those guys are just great.
But thankfully, we aren't part of the 1%. So if you see us at Brick Fair, feel free to say hi.
you can come and say hi to us at any point in time.
Yeah, we'll slap you and tell you to go home.
Wait, no, we will not do that.
I will
Var, they will arrest us
slap
for
myself and tell myself.
I've always wanted to be
yeah.
arrested.
Why don't I just post the group shot with you and the crew bait?
Okay, let's talk about this. I actually have some other selfies that I should post
please
at
do,
some
so I can
point.
put them in the video.
I'm
Not gonna lie, Miles looks like a homeless guy.
Yeah, Miles, like,
I'm surprised you didn't just deck him.
you next to Miles looks quite jarring to me.
Miles, okay,
They're
Miles
all
is
leaning
really
down
tall.
for you.
When
They're
I
all
fir-
hunching over to try and be
Well,
on your
they're-
level. Even Miles.
When I first saw this picture, and I saw you next to Miles, it was honestly like it was extremely hard to believe that you two are the same like species of
You look like a
being.
giant.
You guys
Totally.
look like you're two completely different things.
Well, here's the crazy thing. It's like I'm a lot shorter than people, but I'm also like if you just
Really?
see me in a photo, I don't look. I'm
Your
not like a
proportions
dwarf.
don't suggest that you're
Yeah.
short.
Right. I just look like a person that's small.
It shocked me when we first met, like how short you actually were, because it doesn't come across as much. Unless you compare to somebody like Miles right here. It's like,
Right, and then and if you look at me and Carrie are about like Carrie's a couple
He's
inches.
hunching.
He's a little bit taller
He is
than me.
trying.
He's a little bit taller, but like he's not obviously not as tall as like Miles is over me. But we look completely different too. He looks bigger.
Yeah, Carrie
in terms
doesn't
of,
like he's pretty much the same height as you, but he looks bigger still.
Exactly.
Yeah, he looks like if you had to say like in terms of presence and everything. So that was, but like here, let me post some of our selfies.
Man, you are like one cast member away from getting a photo with everyone from Ruby, Team Ruby.
John and
yeah,
Purple.
no,
Kara
actually-
isn't there.
Kara is not there. Kara had to leave, unfortunately, and that was the saddest thing that happened.
That sucks.
Because I really wanted to. I actually did not take a ton of selfies of people, and the reason
Too
why is
busy
that
chatting.
like as I was at the point initially where I was like I'm gonna take as many selfies as possible, and then I got to a thing where I was like it feels weird to hold the camera up to people's faces, you know. I was like, who takes selfies? People don't take selfies of like celebrities and stuff. Oh, this photo with me in purple is one of my favorite photos. Look at
Like
me.
in context, because it's like
I'm sorry, we're gonna
posted the
switch.
picture of her and John, and then Elday's like, "You look like you just got out of a hot topic," and they're like, "We're in a hot topic."
It says
literally a
hot
hot
topic
topic
in the
yeah.
background.
Oh my
Yeah, no.
goodness, that is horrible.
That's great.
But
dude.
like, look at this. It's so crazy. Purple's a head taller than me. But we both, if you just section us off, we both look like normal people.
Well, the thing, like, we have a group shot from BrickFeed
I mean,
last
but
year.
put 'em
and
together,
they
John's
both look
definitely
like
not.
freaks.
They're
Everyone.
both freaks.
Thank you, Ben, for putting
Okay,
voice
that
to
is
what I
fair.
was thinking.
They are both freaks.
You look different in this picture, John. You look like a different person. Maybe it's the,
I'm a
you look
different.
like-
I'm a little bit
It's
of a
the
different
hair.
haircut.
the hair.
Because
The hair's two
what
different
Kai...
directions.
Okay, Kai, listen. I know we don't always agree on everything, but I feel like I need to tell you this. I need to be honest with you. Okay.
Your
I hate
audio
your hair.
quality is poor.
There is nothing I like about your hair at all.
What do you do to your hair for RTX? You have
It's
like
good.
this shaved,
I mean, like, there's nothing I like about your face, so we're like on the same page.
The problem is, like, you need more hair on the sides.
Yeah, I don't know what you did for RTX.
Okay.
Like you shaved.
You
your
I
hair.
look-
kind of
You honestly look like
after
somebody.
It's like when you're
no,
whipping
okay,
cream,
here's the
look
deal.
like
you go
somebody
too long,
took
Here's the
it
deal.
turns into
a
butter.
paintbrush and gave it sentience.
You look
Here's
like
the
you
deal
have a
with
black
like my
tumor
here's the
sticking
deal
out of your head.
with the hair essentially. So I go through this thing where the hair on the sides of my head
Hair.
grows really quickly and it sticks out, and so that's not a huge deal. Where like, if I get it cut normally, like I have for a while, it's just like it looks normal for about maybe 2 weeks, and then it grows out past those 2 weeks to the point where it really does look like I have this crazy frizzed hair going out, and I have to wait like the extra 2 weeks to do it because I can't afford to get a haircut every 2 weeks.
Mine does something
So
similar,
what-
except not with the sides, but I get like the Bieber.
What I've done essentially is to like every month or so I will get it cut extremely short, and then it'll grow out, and so for like maybe 3 weeks it's at a good rate.
Yeah.
And
Do
then
you
like
have thin
for
hair?
I think so. I mean, I haven't compared my hair in terms of thinness.
Well, because it's like some people have their hair has a lot of volume. To
Yo,
it.
My hair's thick.
over here.
Yeah. Because
my
that's
hair-
what my
my
hair
hair
gets
gets
Time to
thick.
compare
I don't know
hair
what
at
you guys are talking
BrickFeed.
about.
My hair
I mean, like,
is
yeah,
thick.
Asian hair can be like Asian hair usually sticks up, essentially. That's a big deal, and it has a different protein in it apparently, so it
Do
it
not
grows
eat
like
your hair
it's
while you're
stiffer.
working out, please.
Delicious hair.
But essentially, like that's the reason why I
Dragon
do it.
Ball
I mean, like,
Z is
listen,
reality.
I'm not happy with it either. I don't like it when it's like just freshly cut, and then I have to do. But it's just the most cost-effective way. If I could afford a haircut every 2 weeks, I'd look like what I do in
I don't know
the
if
purple photo.
Does
more
anyone
like that.
actually like their hair when it's freshly cut?
Yo,
No, I hate
Yeah.
it.
I like the feeling of it, but I don't like it.
I do.
Yeah.
I absolutely.
It feels nice, but it
hate
always looks dumb
my
to me.
hair right
Yeah,
after
my
it gets cut.
my hair never looks right when it's been freshly cut. It always has to like settle for a couple of days, and then it's like now it's starting to look-
Yeah, I can relate to that. But ever since I started cutting my own hair, I've been pretty satisfied.
Well, my hair
with it.
is
'Cause
weird
you have-
because
you-
like it's so thick that even when I cut it, it's like it just springs out like almost instantly. It's really bizarre. Like it's never too short. There's always some volume to it.
Okay. Real quick, you know who's about my height?
Who?
That I was surprised.
Nobody.
Millie.
Millie, I'm actually taller than Millie.
Nice.
So I got
Really?
that going for me.
Congrats.
For now. He's gonna Jeff is taller than me,
Congratulations.
so
Yeah.
here, I'm gonna share this photo real quick. Ashley!
Hey.
Ashley's about my height. She's leaning a bit in this photo, so it's like, it's not like a comparison.
She's tilted.
But
She's
yeah,
not
but
tilted.
it's she's around the same thing. She's actually a lot shorter than I thought she was. And then who else?
still short.
I'm taller. I'm taller than Autumn.
Shorty.
I'm taller than Autumn.
Did you get any?
Oh, dude, I would have loved to beat Danny DeVito.
Did you get any Sugar Pine 7 photos?
I did not. I felt really bad about that. I really wanted to get a selfie with him, and I just couldn't. Like, I was at the end of that night. I was a little like, oh, I'm just gonna go home, And then I saw them at the thing. We were supposed to hang out later that night. James was like, "Hey, text me. We'll hang out." And James never.
to.
He never texted me back. So
Yeah.
Rip.
there we go. That date's gone. There-
Aw.
I got stood up.
Yep.
I think they had a Rooster Teeth thing that night or something.
They hung out with
more,
Rooster Teeth.
They had more important and funny people and talented
can't
people to
blame
hang out
them.
with that night. So
Next,
no, totally, I get it. But if I, they did give me an offer. He said, if you're ever in LA, hit us up. So James said that at least. I'm not gonna put words in everyone's
La
mouth.
La Land.
Kib also said the greatest thing. I was talking about that night. I was like, before we went to the pizza thing, I was like, hey, it's like, listen. I was like, I get it. It's like, because there's a couple other people, hanging out. I was like, listen, it's like if you guys, if you're like, whatever, I'll just go home. If you guys want to just hang out between yourselves. And Kib's like, nah, man, you're our friend now. And I was like, this is the greatest moment in my life.
Sugar Pine
That
8.
was
Like
greatest lie he had ever been
I was like,
told.
I'm gonna be like getting married one day, and my wife's gonna be like, "Isn't this the greatest day of your life?" And I'll be like,
well, man.
"Well,
it's
it's good, but this one time Kib told me I was his friend, so it was like, it's like it's kind of hard to live up to that. But this is pretty good though.
Pretty much.
Your son is going to be born,
That's
and then you're
one
going
of-
to go,
one of my top
man, I'm
moments."
going to name you
One of my top
Kim
moments.
Juwan.
Kim
You're like-
Jong.
you're like- exactly.
Son's gonna wear the headband.
Clayton James Jawan. We'll get the. I'll pass him down the headband that I bought from the next RTX.
He's gonna be born with like a vape in his hand.
They discussed doing that, and Kib didn't want to sell one. He was like, I don't want anyone to follow my stupid lifestyle.
Yeah.
He is right. Kids, don't
Don't smoke,
don't
kids. Smoking is bad.
Don't smoke
vape. It
kids.
is bad.
Don't smoke.
Don't
kids.
smoke
If you're gonna
cigarettes either,
smoke,
but especially don't
let
smoke
Yeah,
kids.
at least
Smoke
don't smoke the
cigarettes.
kids.
Don't smoke the kids. That's a little.
It's
Okay.
weird.
Well, what do you think, guys? Think we're about at the end there?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
Oh,
satisfied.
yeah, dude. I feel burnt
like
out.
this episode.
I like
think
this
we had a
episode
good
a
time.
lot.
Yeah, we
Story time.
we
came
honestly
back.
we need your guys' feedback. Those in the audience, we want to know what you guys think. Do you like this kind of style, this format, this atmosphere? Would you rather we had talked about G3 this week?
Yeah, like,
probably
I'm
gonna
curious.
be a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah,
get
I mean,
both
like,
because there are different audiences.
we do have-
I would like you to
yeah.
leave your
I know, I
thoughts.
mean,
We should
It
have
still
a
matters.
poll on the boards, guys.
We did have I did ask a lot of people about different advice at RTX because they actually have experience running bigger, way bigger, more successful channels than we do, and they gave me some advice, and we've been kind of talking it through and kind of getting a feel for like what you guys want to see
Yeah.
from us, because we do this for the audience, obviously enough. We don't I mean, in a way
No,
we
we're
do it for
selfish.
ourselves.
We do it for
I
ourselves.
mean, we do content we like to see. We don't just do it to please people.
But
But
we do
we
it to
also do
entertain.
it for the audience. Yeah, we do it to entertain people. So we want to hear what you guys, what you guys liked, what you guys didn't like. If you like this kind of thing a bit more,
Yes.
if you wanted to,
Please share your thoughts in the comments
Please,
section below.
please. I know even if you're the kind of person who doesn't normally leave comments, please leave a comment this time.
Do it.
Because we really do want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from the silent people who just kind of come and go, and don't leave the comments. So please do that if you've made it this far.
I thank you all for listening.
We'd really appreciate it.
TTV 256. Do all the above. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. But also, if you'd like to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/TTV channel, do so, because we got a ton of cool perks over there. Most notably, the smallest one, pledge $1, get access to our live studio audience on Discord. That's all it takes. And if everybody in our subscriber base pledged $1, or if a fourth of our subscriber base pledged $1, we could make this into a full-time thing.
Can we talk about that real quick too?
I
If
just
everyone
did.
people
I
pledging
feel like
$1,
you just did.
But yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
we
it's
value
good.
$1
It's good.
$1
subscriptions
is the best.
more than anything else.
We have a lot of perks on Patreon for higher tiers to get you cool perks. I understand that you're incentivized to do that stuff, and if you do, we appreciate it. But like, honestly,
we
spread
love
the
that.
word, because we have the really dedicated fan base. But if we could somehow get this Patreon to go further than that, to the more casual viewer base who just pledge $1, it would make our lives, it would change our lives. I'll tell you that much.
It
right
really
now.
would. We would be able to do a lot more
As it
stuff. we've been
stands, we're
able to do.
still
Consistency
restricted.
is really important.
Yes, it is. As it stands right now, the support we're getting is quite helpful, but we're still restricted because of our limitations. So we're
Yeah.
hoping
The
to grow.
Adpocalypse and Vessel.
We're going.
We don't talk about it very much, like a lot of other channels do, but the Adpocalypse did affect
The
us.
1-2 punch
So-
of Vessel going away plus the Apocalypse crippled us. So
Yeah, we had a lot of plans we were gonna do, and we had to just put them all on hold because
that's about
And it's
that.
just- it's how it
Just
works,
Spread
but
the word.
the $1, $3, you don't know how much they would.
If you think we're funny and you got a friend that maybe likes listening to us or we could do with a laugh, tell them give us $1. Forgo one candy bar or one snack-sized bag of chips a month and listen to
The
us.
price
live
of a
every week.
pencil.
Yes.
There you go.
So for now,
Nice callback. I like it.
I like it. So for now, that was basically be that. I had a lot of fun this episode. We'll see y'all next week for more exciting content. I'm Meso.
I'm Bar.
I'm LJ.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ven.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
And farewell, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching, listening.